Look at my SM viewers. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Chunedu Michael, the world, Nigerians, we are working with a surprising news talking about the development involving Nigerian government paying lobbyists in United States of America to lobby against Biafra sovereignty and to lobby against alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. Is this what Nigerian government supposed to be spending taxpayers' money to do? Or let me get your reaction.
Yes, that's a very correct question. A highly powered dollar funding, there in United States, and the news have it that there is the aggressive lobbying in that regard, powered by a secret agent in Nigeria here, who is a very close Bola Ahmed Tinubu's friend. I'm talking about Masad Bulos. He is the one that is using Tinubu is using actually, to get to the congressman, to get to the core inner house of an office. But a lot of people might not know who Masad Bolus is, but I can tell you who Masad Bolus is. Masad Bolus owns one of the biggest, semi-large production manufacturing company in Nigeria, or specifically Lagos. His son Michael is actually married to Tiffany, Trump's daughter, and this man is very close to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually says that there's overwhelming presence of the Biafran government, in exile, trying to get solidarity from the White House, powered by the presence of former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who has come to identify, that it is what it is. And secondly, we see a large number of Igbo military personnel in Trump's government, sitting at the top rank and top hierarchy of U.S. military structure. About 10 of them are controlling U.S. military structure currently now. It goes further to tell you that it took the Igbos, a lot to get the American government to look on the side of solidarity on the issue bordering on what is happening in Nigeria currently now, has been put there in the public place globally by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Having realized that, then of course, that if care is not taken, Donald Trump might be forced or be tempted, to just do ordinary tweets, just like what he did about Venezuela, just like the same thing we saw about Iran. Donald Trump does not necessarily go to press conferences and all that. All he needed is just to go to his tweet handle and say, I, Donald Trump, the 47 United States of America, today hereby recognize United States of Biafra, including all the territorial powers and integrity accorded to that nation. And of course, you see the entire alliance falling. Nigeria doesn't want that to happen.
But if you permit me to jump in here, you record that Susan Vile, who is the current chief of staff to Donald Trump, was a lobbyist hired by Nnamdi Kanu. So some people will argue that, after all, hiring a lobbyist to lobby government is legitimate in every government. That what the Nigerian government is doing is equally legitimate, since the Biafra agitator, the face of Biafra agitator, Nnamdi Kanu in the past, hired a lobbyist to lobby for the agitation.
Yes, and let me just tell you where they are getting it wrong, because if it is not there, there's this reawakening, to carry out that kind of massive lobbying, $750,000, $9 million for all Senate Republicans, then another $4.5 million that you are trying to use to lobby Americans for, armed struggle in case anything happened. But the same government that came to claim there's no Christian genocide, and that is why the case is quite different from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They claim there's no Christian genocide. Then you are still going back to lobby the U.S. government that there is no need for Donald Trump to continue to make pronunciation about Christian genocide, or his government, that they should step it down. remember that they should actually step it down because they sense that it is triggering global solidarity for Christians in Nigeria, of which Biafra have the largest number in Nigeria. Most of them who are running away from Sokoto and thereabout now, they are running to Biafran land because they feel they can be safe there. But
Are you saying that the alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria, that Biafrans are equally targets?
they are the major targets. Even the Northerners themselves are not even talking about, Christians in their zone. What they are saying that the Americans are coming here to proclaim Biafra. That is all. What does that mean? It means they are trying to tell you that the American interest here is to totally make sure there's a Christian nation called Biafra, and they does not want it. And for a Southern president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who jailed Nnamdi Kanu under APC, we saw what happened in Finland about Simon Ekpa. It means there has been this plan that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is following. They had this plan in connection to make sure that there is nothing like exposure of what they are doing or what they are about doing in trying to conquer the entire Eastern Bloc, who are majorly Christian. It took Turkey only 2 days to collapse under Islam. Just 2 days. And this is exactly what we are experiencing.
Because of what you just said, let me bring the angle of a retired military intelligence officer who was interviewed by Channel Television some time ago, who alleged that the ultimate aim of those who sponsor terrorism in Nigeria is to Islamize Nigeria. That they want to turn Nigeria to a Taliban-like kind of country. Do you believe it?
Of course, that is the truth. Why are they fighting Nnamdi Kanu? Why is Nnamdi Kanu there? Why is someone there? Because they are bringing this thing to the global table, and it is causing a very big damage on the. In fact, it was Nnamdi Kanu that alerted the world on the uprising of Islam and jihadists in the world today. Nobody was talking about them before. Go and check the records. It was a revelation that got Americans to sit up. It was a revelation that got Israel to sit up. It was a revelation that got Britain to sit up. It's a revelation that got so many countries today to sit up. It was Nnamdi Kanu that alerted the world of the global jihadist movement before we see it happening now. So, in line that these things are something that is very secretive and confidential, like Africa Confidential in the United States of America that reported that matter, and which was carried by one of the Nigerian newspaper, made it very clearly. Look at it, it was very clear. There is armed struggle, there is $4 struggle, war on the issue to determine whether Donald Trump will dance on the side of Nigeria or dance on the side of Biafra. It gives you a serious signal of what is actually going on. So if African Confidential, a media platform, can give you an insight that the possibility that they are not even talking about Christian genocide from that angle. They don't want Donald Trump to talk about it. Step it down, because the more you talk about it, and the world start looking at a Christian nation called Biafra.
Now,
and they don't want it to
talk to us on this, because some persons in the media space have come out to say that Nnamdi Kanu have been seen as a threat. That person is, they say, keep him out of circulation, and that person inform the life sentencing. Is this something you subscribe to?
100%. Please, it did not stop. It stopped today. Let me tell you that, of course, we should know that government trends in secrecy, in confidentiality. You don't be surprised that most of these things that are coming out very clearly now are that government over 2-3 years ago have had a first-class information about it, and they started working on it. They started going against Nnamdi Kanu. They started going against Simon Ekpa. So you can see that these two powerful figures, we are being seen as a clear revelation of what is about to come. But I can tell you that that person that reported that is lobbying dollar war between Nigerian government and the Biafran in Washington, in US currently now, made a very damning mistake. That means what they are portraying to the global world is different from what we are here are observing and known to be the truth.
Now, what is your thinking about Nigerian government recently acquiring military hardware for United States of America? that collaboration, is it something you encourage and embrace?
Let me tell you this is not the first time we are seeing this. At the end of the day, Nigerian government will make mess of the whole thing. It's not the first time. When I told some people that at the presence of Christopher Musa, if you are succeeded, if you are not failed, why are they bringing him back? He's not going to have any impact on anything, and you are seeing it. People are running away from Sokoto. All those people you are running that's running away from different corners of this state, this country. Where are they heading to? They're heading to the eastern part of the country where they feel that they can be saved.
But are you worried that people are running away from Sokoto in the light of a renewed hostility and threat being given by terrorists in that region?
So what is the essence of going to America, strike an arms deal, and the weapon is being supplied? At the end of the day, there's no result. This is not the first time. We saw it under Buhari. We saw it under which one do we call? So those things does not matter to me. What matters to me is that what is the politics talking about the issue on how to restore a long-lasting peace in Nigeria. And remember, what you don't know, I keep on saying it very clearly. As much as there is crisis in the Middle East currently now, and where these machineries are being seen to be hit by US and Israeli, most of them who are escaping now are escaping to the African continent and possibly Nigeria. So there's a reason why Gumi said that Donald Trump cannot conquer terrorists in Nigeria. Because these other guys that are escaping from other parts of the world now as a result of hit by US soldiers and US government are running to Africa. And there's need for them to create space for them. And that is why...
But what is your thinking? Because some people see Donald Trump's government coming to do that strategic bombing as a defining moment fight against terrorists in Nigeria. More so, Trump have come out clearly recently to say that he's thinking that it's supposed to be a one-off thing, but that with recent development that they may likely come and start having repeated bombing of terrorists in Nigeria. What is your thinking?
I think we should still want to have some level of hope, because you can see the aggressive lobbying that is taking place in the Oval Office now, meaning that Trump can actually change his mind over his decision on Nigeria anytime, any day. He can change his mind, because if what we are seeing very clearly, he cannot go against his in-law, who is a major face of the lobbying DCI in United States of America today. I don't think so. So it's a very serious thing. And secondly, this issue of American president and troops and whatever you call them at the end of the day will only have a limited presence. After that, what happens? I think that's the question Rally Moore is trying to bring up before we begin to see that this Nigerian factor has started coming in, compromise are being reached, conspiracy are going on and all the way. And you can see it very clearly that Nigerian government has given out over 9,750,000 per month, and it's going to last for 6 months, and it is renewable. So at this point now, a lot of people are arguing that yes, in a family of US government that worth over $850 billion, what would $75 million, or what would $750 million, or what would $9 million do to Donald Trump? Donald Trump saw it very clearly that a lot of people, lobbyists and out there, he still went to Venezuela. There's a lot of people who are trying to stop him from going to Iran. He still went to Iran. Then that is not enough reason why we should be suspicious that Donald Trump is not going to show solidarity to Christians in Nigeria by proclaiming Biafra as a Christian nation, by ordering total disintegration. We don't need Donald Trump to bring army, because this thing is for a meantime, like Gumi will say.
I mean, ask if Donald Trump is to send a proclamation to UN General Assembly for voting, knowing that America have vetoing power, and it goes against America, and maybe Trump government decide to veto it and declare Biafra a sovereign state. How will your mood be?
Okay, we don't know that. If you look at the American Constitution,
how will your mood be if that happens?
Of course, everywhere will be. I think it will be erupted in jubilation and celebration, because that's the safety of over 85 million people as a nation that will be protected. Their destiny will be protected. It will be a redefining moment for 85 million Biafrans all over the world. That the nation, the first Jewish black nation, has finally bettered, and that is what everybody is praying. And at that point, it will be very clear that we are not going to be living in fear of Fulani invasion, jihadist invasion, extremism, and all that. We will not.
Why they condemn the innocent boy from Macham tribe. I'm telling you, I'm seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case revised. Willy-nilly, that is under compulsion. Compulsorily, Omotocho James is going to ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for forgiveness and overturn the judgment he has actually delivered on a man that was, you know, fighting for his right, fighting for the right of his people in the southeastern Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case must be reversed. That's why Israel, Canada, United States of America, they are prevailing on Federal Republic of Nigeria, especially the judiciary organ of government, to reverse the case, to upturn it, because Kanu is innocent. They are coming. Canada is coming. Israel has fully stepped into Kanu's matter, and Nigeria office of Asurok is right now checking, because Israel means business, and the United States of America is not smiling at Tinubu administration at all. If care is not taken, what happened to Maduro, Nikolai, of Venezuela is going to happen to Bola Ahmed Tinubu over Biafra issue. Ahmed Tinubu has approached Biafra issue with tribal antagonism and sentiment that has, you know, left the entire world, you know, marveled. It is so marvelous that someone that has been doing, you know, the right thing, adjudicating for emancipation of his people to express himself, emancipation of his nationality, Biafra, has been wrongly sentenced, life imprisonment. It is wrong in Washington. New York is debating it right now, that what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never happened anywhere in the world before. They were watching on a glaring camera where the young man was shouting, show me where it is in the law, book of law. Constitution in Nigeria, it is not embedded. The law under which you are sentencing or judging me does not embed on our own constitution. Show me where it is embedded. Omotocho derailed from doing that. He could not actually point out where it is gazetted in Nigerian constitution.
Okay, and you know, think we saw, you know, the avid, you know, group coming to visit Nnamdi Kanu there in Sokoto, and we know that for a fact that these people are, you know, meeting with the US government in White House for the freedom of Biafra. But them coming to Nnamdi Kanu's, you know, to come visit him, what do you think about it?
Yeah, visiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there, the avid group has indicated that Kanu is innocent, and every Dikanali in the world are very, very interested, much interested on Kanu case. That's why the delegation from America, they came, which is of mixed tribe and color and race. That's white, the black, I mean the Igbo in America, they actually paid him visit as well. This one I'm talking about happened this weekend. They mean what happened Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is illegal of the highest order, and they mean Nigerian government this time around, because ICJ, International Criminal Court, is going to hold Tinubu, and ICC is going to hold Tinubu. Tinubu actually is the man in charge of this administration, and I'm telling you that the election that brought him in is a manipulative election. It was rigged for him by INEC chairman. Yeah, Mahmoud Yakubu. If care is not taken, what happened to Maduro, Nikolai, will happen to Amoputa and Tinubu, because Amoputa has planned, concluded, perfected it with Tinubu to rig 2027 election. And you know whom Donald Trump is a man of his word. He will never, under his watch Tinubu rig Nigeria election anymore, or else he will come here and boggle him to Washington. So what we are seeing now is that the group that are visiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has actually, you know, been advocating, campaigning for Kanu's judgment revision. That revision is what is going to give Kanu upper hand to come out and Biafra emancipation as well. When a man has actually rejected over 1 trillion naira bribe, oil wells, and other incentives, we know that the man, even vice president, the man means business. Tinubu went there and begged him to replace Chetima comes 2027. Kanu said no. Chetima position is for Chetima. Muslim ticket. I won't be the person to put flaw on that. You know that it is but with clause and flaw. So that flaw or anomalies should be corrected by you and your gang of political armed robbery. See, what Kanu mean right now is Biafra or death. This visit has actually singled him out as one of the most celebrated, you know, prisoner in the world. Someone that was wrongly jailed actually forgotten at Sokoto prison has brought such foreign exchange earning to Sokoto state, in the sense that Americans, Germans, Chinese, Indians, the whole Western worlds are trooping into Sokoto state, thereby earning that state more and more forex in hard currency. Is a man that is a phenomenon this time. An inexplicable human being who has proven that Igbo man could never ever succumb to money. Money is nothing to Igbo man. That is a kind of sales Kanu has subjected to the Igbo. He has sold us rightly. We are now the most marketable tribe in Nigeria. Marketability, we are the one. We have it. Begging Nnamdi Kanu will amount to curse, revision of Kanu's curse on Amotocho. So that begging, as Showore Omoyele predicted, I think is what is going to happen. I know Yoruba man, I know James Omotocho. He actually understands that what he has done, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, is illegal, is illegitimate, is sinful, is very bad, is a sin against humanity. Omotocho, to be free from Kanu's cause, he should go direct with his kinsmen or with some of his legal companions to actually apologize to a man whom he has wrongly, adjudged. The judgment delivered in the court that day, 20th November, was obvious, a written script by federal government of Nigeria. That is why I always tell people that Tinubu is not showcasing himself as an elderly statesman. He's showcasing himself as a bad belly elderly man. How could you be at that age? You have failed Nigerians. You have failed your family. You have failed APC. You have failed Obi Labour. You have failed your son, your children. As an elderly statesman, behave like Baba Adebanjo. That is the Odua People's Congress chieftain, the head of the Yoruba cultural group, Adebanjo. Adebanjo behaves like an elderly man. What about Afenifere? Thank you, the chieftain of Afenifere. He behaved like Papa. He behaved like someone that I see the whole Igbo, the entire Igbo nation respected when he was alive. Okay, look at Adefarasi, the man whose daughter was shot by Finaly herders. On getting to his house, Tinubu made one kind tribal statement that wasn't good. Tinubu, instead of commiserating with Adefarasi, Baba, Farasite, Abi what? He said,
Okay,
was, yes, was, Fasoroti was Evans, the kidnapper, not shooting people. Was he not killing people? Just imagine the kind of judgment Tinubu is delivering, the kind of decision Tinubu is making as an elderly man. Is unfair. Now, Tinubu was the one whose government wrote a script for a whole sitting justice to read against someone out of hatred, out of political games, out of political irresponsibility, irregularity, and rascality. Tinubu has actually murdered decency and his personal integrity and dignity. As I'm talking to you now, no Nigerian man, no Yoruba man, no Igbo man, no Hausa man with parental guidelines, moral attitude is regarding Tinubu today. Tinubu has failed woefully. Yesterday when we are sitting down, some Yorubas were discussing that Tinubu has failed woefully, failed everybody, failed everything, that Tinubu is amounted to nothing. Look at the kind of judgment a whole sitting justice delivered on someone that has done nothing. I don't know what I understand. So what I'm saying is, Omotocho is going to Sokoto to apologize, as you ask me, with his kinsmen, with his, legal learned men. They are there to say, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, this is how it is going to be. But before doing that, it has been planned, brought to our notice that United States of America, AU, ICC, International Criminal Court of Justice, that is ICJ, and even ECOWAS. Revision of Omotocho judgment is on the line here because it is the major object of discussion in and outside social media. ICC is coming. They want Omotocho to revise the case of Nnamdi Kanu. ICJ is coming. The same revision of Nnamdi Kanu's case. AU, ECOWAS, community, they are coming to revise that judgment. They said it has never happened to anybody, anywhere in the world before. That Omotocho must actually revise that case. Look at someone that you actually judge wrongly, sentencing him life imprisonment, walking out of the court, heading to prison, cursing you and their family. That God is going to punish you for now and forevermore. Do you know that that word has weight? As I'm talking to you now, Omotocho has begun to degenerate, dematerialize, changing in appearance, taking the shape of chimpanzee and these black monkeys. I'm telling you, curse is curse. And you don't know the kind of faith and anointing that God has given Nnamdi Kanu. Omotocho should go right now before it is late. If that curse begin to manifest, it's not going to be effectual on him alone, but his offspring, their generations. Don't you see that Kanu has been making sense over the years? And everybody is capitalizing on Kanu's prediction and prophecy.